Hey guys, let's get more news from Steelers, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Steelers Kenny Pickett sends warning to his offensive teammates. The Pittsburgh Steelers accumulated more than 400 yards on offense for the first time since 2020 in Week 12 against the Cincinnati Bengals. But Steelers quarterback Kenny Pickett had words of caution for anyone who wanted to continue celebrating that achievement as the team prepares for Week 13. Points. Points, that's what we want. We want points, Pickett told the media on November 29. Yards are great, but points win you games. Despite posting 421 offensive yards, 199 more than the Bengals did, the Steelers only scored 16 points. Clearly, Pickett wants more points to come with the additional yards the offense is aiming to record against the Arizona Cardinals on December 3. Pickett had his best game of the season in Week 12. He threw for a season-high 278 yards. Over his first 23 NFL starts, it was the most yards Pickett has thrown for in a victory. His 72.7% completion percentage was, by far, his best of the season. Pickett's 8.4 yards per pass attempt average was also tied for his best in a contest where he attempted more than 25 passes. All of that is well and good. Pickett said as much when talking about his performance days later. But he still made it clear to the media on November 29 that points is more important than individual stats. It felt good on Sunday. Obviously, you want more points, Pickett told reporters. But after watching the tape and seeing how we executed in the pass game, run game, how kinds of balanced off each other. Definitely liked our performance, but you want more points. The Steelers are averaging 16.5 points per game this season, which is 28th in the NFL. Despite 421 yards, the Steelers were under that average in the 16-10 victory. Pickett's message was obvious that the Steelers need more points. But the second-year quarterback didn't sound like he thinks the team is far from exploding on the scoreboard. When we got to the red zone, we just had a negative play or penalty, Pickett said to explain why they didn't score more points against the Bengals. That kind of took us out of that really good rhythm that we were having. If we get that fixed, the points will follow. The Steelers scored touchdowns on just one of 4 trips to the red zone in Week 12. On their first red zone drive, they didn't score at all, as Jaylen Warren fumbled. A play prior to Warren's fumble, the Steelers could have scored a touchdown. But the officials ruled that Deontay Johnson was unable to secure a pass all the way to the ground in the end zone. The Steelers settled for field goal attempts on their final 2 red zone possessions. Although the Bengals have given up a lot of yards this season, their defense is ranked 10th best at preventing touchdowns on opponents' red zone drives. The Cardinals enter the Week 13 matchup with the 23rd ranked red zone defense. Steelers buying into new OC. The Pittsburgh Steelers are believing in who they have as a new offensive coordinator. After one game, a performance that snapped 58 straight games of less than 400 yards, the team is buying in, and because of that, their ceiling is skyrocketing. Steelers interim offensive coordinator Eddie Faulkner recapped his first week as the group's new leader. He didn't change much from his original plan, focusing on the details throughout the week and making the game plan as smooth as possible for his offense and his play caller Mike Sullivan. Now that he's had a game of experience with it, he believes the team is starting to believe in him. We're just gonna keep on hammering away, Faulkner said. I said last week about the details and ironing those out. I think it will come with that. I think the guys are all in on the understanding. I know the points weren't what we want, but the success we had last week really gave me a good stage to really sink the hook in and get the guys to really buy in and be like, okay, let's go. Faulkner and Sullivan's role as not co-offensive coordinators. Faulkner is the acting OC, while Sullivan is the team's play caller. How he operates on game days is that Sullivan runs the script and sends the plays to Kenny Pickett, following the game plan Faulkner and the rest of the staff put together during the week. Faulkner admitted he did tell Sullivan to call some plays during the game, but for the most part, he was thrilled with the way his quarterback's coach handled the job. It was fantastic. It couldn't have been any better, Faulkner said. I was over there telling Sully, hey, let's do this. He was right on board with it. There was no any kind of pushback with anything. It was awesome. Sully called a great game. Let's talk about that, really. Sully was awesome in that game, and I'm just really excited about the trajectory of what's going on right now. What's next? We gotta score points, Faulkner said. A message that has been spread by all throughout the Steelers facility this week. But with the team bought in and ready to continue growing, the sky might be the limit for this new Steelers offense. What is Steelers' proposal to Leonard? All I'm going to do is be honest with him and tell him what the situation is here, what the situation is in this building, he said. I think the field is just the guys we have in this building, and some of them have a prior relationship as well. I want Shaq to make the decision that's best for him. Because again, when there's that past relationship, you want to make sure, and that's what I told him, I just want you to make the best decision for you. Take all the information from both places and do what's best for you. So I've called him several times over the last few days and damn, he'll make the decision that's best for him. I'm confident in that. He is a good person. It has been a long time since Steelers was recruiting at the college level. But he had a chance to shed some of those skills this week. Leonard already has some familiarity with Steelers. But Steelers made sure to set aside some time to spend with Leonard. Just mix things up a little, get there a little early to do some things, and have a little more time to spend, he said. So any guy that comes in here, I want to spend time with them and talk to them. I thought you can learn a lot from good players. Just think about how he acted on the day, and also how he saw the game as an offensive coach. That was always a good perspective to talk to him about, and I had a lot of respect for him. It was nice to be able to talk to him and relive some memories, but also talk a little about what this building is like. If Leonard takes until the weekend to make his decision, the Eagles obviously won't have him for Sunday's NFC Championship game rematch against the 49ers. With Nakobe Dean on IR and Zach Cunningham dealing with a hamstring injury, the Eagles are a little light at the position. They still have Nicholas Morrow and Christian Ellis, who will likely start. And they will probably have to use their open squad spot from UDFA Ben VanSumeren, who has been promoted in the last 3 games. The Eagles have already exhausted all 3 elevations, so to have him in uniform on Sunday, VanSumeren will have to be on the 53-man roster. And you fan, what do you think of the Shaquille Leonard situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.